What is up, everybody, and welcome to 40 Runs and our Super Trainer Shootout. Yes, we've got 6 or 7 of the latest Super Trainers on the channel today, and we're going to be working our way through them, and at the end of the video I'm going to tell you which one I prefer and why. Okay people, so Super Trainers, if you didn't know what this new phenomenon is, basically it's elite shoes. So hang on, I've got one here. Let's think about it. We've got New Balance SC Trainer Elite 3, whatever it's called. Now SC Elite version 3, keep getting it wrong. And then you've got here, you've got the SC Trainer 2. And what they've done is they've taken all the sort of greatest hits out of here, all the technology, and they've thrown it into here, and they've given you a daily trainer kind of feeling shoe, but with all the good bits from the Elite shoe. And this is a new phenomenon, right? This is the new way in which we're going. And I think really we're probably going to move away from those traditional daily trainers eventually. You're going to have these sort of shoes which are basically going to be the new daily trainers. So just talking about Super Trainers quickly in terms of overview, and I think we've got one of the best ones here, which is the Boston 12 from Adidas. We've got the Light Strike Pro here, which comes from the Adidas Adizero Pro 3. Mesh upper, we've got energy rods in here, which is slightly tuned down versus the race day shoe, because these are fiberglass rods other than the carbon rods that are in the sort of race day shoe. We've got a little bit more rubber coverage on the outsole, and it's heavier and all that kind of stuff. You've also got Light Strike 2.0 in this shoe as well. So it's built in a way that it's there to do a little bit more of the sort of daily work instead of the out and out race day. Now these shoes are coming in between 150 and sort of 180 pounds, although there is one shoe that's over 200 pounds, but we'll come on to that. They tend to be around 9 to 10 ounces, which is cool. In terms of fitting, most of them have got like gusseted tongues, okay lacing, reasonable good lockdown, and the outsoles tend to be of a high enough quality that they're durable enough and give you plenty of traction. Right, okay, so I think that's it. Now we're going to go through the sort of greatest hits of 2023 in terms of Super Trainers. We're going to narrow it down at the end. I'm going to tell you which one I prefer and why. So sit back, relax, and let's get stuck in. Okay, so before we do all that, have you subscribed to this YouTube channel? No? Come on, guys. Get with the program. Right, okay, so let's start off with the Boston 12. Good place to start. This is probably the shoe that sits more at that daily trainer end of the spectrum, I would say. Like I mentioned before, we've got Light Strike Pro, which is really nice. Light Strike 2.0, which has been in the past firmer, but 2.0 is a little bit softer. We've got a nice mesh upper, and this shoe really is that daily trainer of the sort of Super Trainer world. This is a great shoe to literally do everything. This will take you from 5k to marathon and into that race. This will do everything, and price wise it's £140, and you can get it for under that using the code 40runs at startfitness.co.uk. So the Boston 12 is one of the best out there, right? But this is the more sort of daily trainer focused out of the shoes I'm going to show you today. Next up, we've got the Saucony Kinvara Pro. This is a Frankenstein of a shoe. It probably should have been called the Shift 4. We've got 3 different layers of foam. We've got the Power Run midsole, we've got Power Run PB, which is the one off the Endorphin line, the sort of race day shoes, and then we've got the Saucony Power Run Plus in the inside on the sock liner, which is from the Triumph. So you've got a bit of everything. Again, going along them lines of taking in the greatest hits from all the different shoes. We've got a mesh upper. We haven't got any rubber on the outsole because they're trying to save weight, and this thing's, I think, about 40mm in stack. Problem with this shoe is it's £200, but I think if you're a stability shoe wearer, this is a phenomenal shoe for race day. It really is. It's not a stability shoe being made as a stability shoe, but I think because of the width of it, it's great. We do have a plate in it, 3/4 length plate. So again, not a full length plate like the race day shoe. See where I'm going there? And we also get the speed roll technology built in for them race day shoes. But this is a phenomenal shoe if you need a little bit of stability or a little bit of guidance. Alright, next up we've got the Mach X from Hoka. We've got the PBA foam and a PBAX plate in it, so a sort of plasticky plate, but we've got the foam carried over from the Rocket X2. See the theme here, guys? This shoe, I think from memory, is about £150, £160. We've got a really nice mesh up, a bit of rubber coverage on the outsole. Doesn't fit true to size, but this is a shoe that sort of sits between some of the other shoes we're going to show you, like the SC Trainer 2, in terms of like more race day feeling, and then you've got the Adidas Boston 12. This is a shoe that's more daily trainer focused, so I want you to think of like the Mach 5, but with like the nice foam, or the very responsive foam from the Rocket X2. I found the shoe a little bit underwhelming personally. I think it sits in the middle ground. I think you either buy the Boston 12 or you go and buy, you know, the SC Trainer 2. We'll come on to that in a bit. But this is the sort of offering from Hoka. It's a little bit, well, yeah, Right, next up we've got the GOAT. We've got the Saucony Endorphin Speed 3. And this bad boy was the one who started it all off. Yes, it's this guy's fault. He was the one who started it all off. This is the sort of original, the OG crossover shoe. This is still one of the best shoes, if not the best shoe you can buy right now in terms of crossover. You've got the Power Run PB midsole, you've got a TPU plate in it, you've got a very, outsole. It's not very good. You've got a great feeling upper, great feeling fit. It just is a phenomenal shoe, and you can again do everything in this shoe. Training, race day. I've seen people do marathons in this. I've even seen someone do an ultra in this shoe. It is a phenomenal shoe, and you can pick this up now for under £150. Right, next up, Skechers got in on the action with the Speed Beast, this monster of a shoe. I absolutely love it. It has a carbon infused plate in it, and we've got a massive load of Hyperburst Pro, really nice breathable upper. It's not readily available, I appreciate that before you hammer me in the comments, but I love this shoe. This is a shoe that works for those training runs where you're looking to do goal pace work, maybe some of that longer stuff, so like 10 miles and over, where you're looking to do some goal pace workouts. This is great. You've got the Goodyear rubber on the outsole, and I think this is a shoe that doesn't get enough credit for where it's at. I appreciate, because of, you know, the availability of it, it's hard for people to get hold of, but if you've got this available in your country, I think this is one of the best super trainers out there at the moment, because of what it offers with the Hyperburst Pro, the training plate, and just the overall feeling of the shoe. It really is a lot of fun to run in the Speed Beast. Okay, next up, one of my favourite shoes here, the New Balance Fuel Cell Propel version 4. Now, you can get this shoe for under £100, which I think is awesome. We've got fuel cell, we've got a plastic plate in here, or TPU, whatever it is, but effectively it's a plastic plate. We've got a bit of grip on the outsole, fits true to size, which is great, nice mesh upper. It's not overly heavy, it's not overly light. It sits in that sort of Speed 3 Boston 12 area in terms of being more daily trainer focused. I think this is one of the best shoes here, purely from a budget point of view. I think for the value for money, I'm going to struggle to beat this. I think this really is a phenomenal shoe in terms of a super trainer, because you're getting the fuel cell with the plate in it. You're getting that nice roll through, but you're getting it on a budget, and I think that's a massive plus for this shoe. Right, okay, so then we go to the other end of the spectrum, and you've got the Magic Speed 3, which is another one of these super trainers, but this is a really race-tuned shoe. This sits really towards that racing shoe. It's £160, but you're getting all the technology, like, you know, the Flight Foam Blast Plus, carbon length, full length carbon plate in the shoe, and you get this motion wrap upper, but you're getting all that for £160. So it is a super trainer, because you can do your tempo workouts, your faster stuff in this. You could quite comfortably do, you know, 30-mile training run in it and a 30-mile race in it. Would I take it to a marathon? Probably not. So I think this, in terms of versatility versus some of the other shoes that we've spoken about today, is limited, but it is a very good shoe at a very good price point, and that's why I think the Magic Speed 3 is one of the sort of better super trainers if you're very much race focused. Okay, and the last shoe we're going to talk about is the New Balance SC Trainer version 2. Right, so we've got here a fuel cell. It's a slightly tuned up different version versus the previous version. This is reduced in stack as well versus the previous version. We've got a much more daily trainer focused upper and feeling to the shoe, which I really like. We've got the Energy Arc plate, which comes over from that race day shoe, so you've got that technology, you've got the fuel cell, and they've brought all that into a more sort of daily trainer focused shoe. This shoe, for me, sort of really, apart from the Speed 3 Boston 12, sort of encompasses what is the super trainer. This is a shoe that you can take into race day, you can do all your training in it, and then, as I said, you can take it into that half marathon or marathon. The biggest problem with this shoe is its price. At £210, I think it's a what's it load of money, and that's probably its biggest downfall. Right, okay, and relax. So that's all the shoes, and I did promise you at the start of the video I'm going to give you one which I think is the best. But I'm actually going to cheat. I think there's actually two shoes here that are the best, and that's the Adidas Boston 12 and the Saucony Speed 3. Now these shoes you can pick up roughly the same sort of money. They're both more daily trainer focused. I think if you're susceptible to a little bit of instability, I would go with the Boston 12. If you don't mind that, I'd go with the Speed 3. The Speed 3 is probably the faster feeding out of the shoes, but the Boston 12 is that more firmer ride, but in a good way. So I think these two are the best super trainers out there. But there is another shoe that I think we need to highlight, and that's this bad boy, the Propel version 4. This is a phenomenal shoe for the money, people, and I think this, at some point you're going to be able to get this for like 60 quid. This is a really, really good running shoe, and it's a super trainer, I think, because of the plate, because of the fuel cell in it. It's a great crossover shoe. If you can't afford to spend the sort of money like £150 that those other shoes are, or even the £200, I think this is the way to go, and that's why I wanted to give this a special mention at the end of the video, because I think this is a very, very, very good running shoe, people, for the money. Right, so there we go. We made it to the end of that. I hope that was useful. Let me know in the comments, have you got any of those shoes? Like I said, I think the Mach X sort of sits in no man's land. The SE trainers, like more towards your marathon shoe. Your Speed Beast is your sort of more marathon tuned shoe, because you can do your longer runs at goal pace and then take it in. Your Bostons and your Speeds and your Propel is sort of your daily, really daily shoes. You've got your Magic Speeds, which are your outright speed shoes. Yeah, so there's, I think, a bit for everybody. I think it comes down to budget, it comes down to you know, whether you need a stability shoe, then you go for the Kinvara Pro. I think there's something out there for everybody. That's my opinion. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about it, how do you feel about it, and I'll dive in there once this video drops. Okay guys, so well done for making it around to the end of the video. Hopefully you join us on one of our live streams on a Monday, 8 o'clock UK time, or on a Friday at 7 o'clock. But until then, I'll catch you later.